Today, I'm not only going to be talking about the BMW, I'm also going to be driving it properly. So this is the 325i, and it's not the most powerful, it's not the least powerful. It's actually a 3-litre straight six, which is actually a hell of a lot of fun. Now, it was a big-ish upgrade. I'd say big-ish, it wasn't a massive upgrade from my Lexus IS200. If you don't know, I own an IS200, and it's, although not a million times more powerful, it's still somewhat more powerful than that, and it was quite a jump. A lot of thoughts have gone through my head about this BMW. Do I like it? Would I change it? Would I swap it for something else? What would I do to it? A lot of questions, but I've finally come to a point in probably my owning of this car in where I absolutely fucking love it. If you follow me for a while, you know I've had an on-off relationship with this car. Well, today what I thought I'd do is not only just test out my new Canon G7X Mark II, which is freaking awesome, I must say. I tell you why every vlogger uses it. It's because it's small, light, and it looks fucking awesome. This is a compact camera. It's amazing. Anyway, we're going to be driving this thing. I'm going to be driving it properly and showing you somewhat how you can actually have quite a lot of fun in the slower version of the 3 Series. That was an absolute ball ache to sort out, but we're finally here. We've got a GoPro mount permanently now up there, which is good and bad. What was that? Who's messaging me? Could you not? Anyway, I'm going to wind the windows down and we're going to do something silly and then leave very quickly. I probably looked like a right knob for the amount of time I was parked there in IKEA, but... Oh, shit! Alright, I'm out. There was like 2 old people that just got back to their car, and that's when I decided to do it, and they looked at me and they looked fucking terrified. Anyway, I honestly don't know exactly where I'm headed, but as I said, I just want to talk about this BMW and show you that it's no slouch. It's no slouch whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the quickest thing in the world. It never will be, and I'll never ever say it is, because it will never ever be the quickest thing in the world. Like, if you want something to upgrade, I'd recommend the 335i. And I've got to say, the amount of times I've considered going to a dealer, trading this in part exchange and paying the rest to get a 335i many times over. But it's difficult to find the perfect one in that. And there's also something that keeps making me go, you know what, should I do that? And that's one of, I know it sounds really fucking stupid, but economy is one thing. Now, fuel in the UK is very expensive. For those that don't know, I'm paying about £70 to fill a tank, which gets me 450 miles, something like that. So, not particularly the best. But when I'm driving like that, it's kind of nobody's fault but my own, honestly. Now, as I said, I don't really know where I'm headed. I'm just kind of guessing, which is probably not the best thing to do, but yes, Theo, just lead yourself straight into a bunch of cars. It's fine, it's moving. It's not that slow, it's all right. I absolutely love the feature of this car. Compared to the Lexus, going from an older car to this car, it's not new, but it's newer than the other car. And basically, the steering lightness, where as you can see, very light, and I'm wobbling everywhere, and the guy behind me is like, what the fuck's he doing? There's positives and negatives to that. Some people love the light steering, some people hate it. I love it and hate it at the same time. You know, there's no set thing, you know, it's not better in every way. Some people prefer the other, like, heavier feeling steering, but this is really light, meaning you can just very quickly, you know, turn, and it's awesome in that, but at the same time, I also miss my heavy steering, which is kind of one of the reasons I like to switch between the 2 cars every now and again. I switch to the Lexus if I want my heavier steering, that kind of thing. And I switch to this if I want light. I can use my little pinky finger to steer the car. As you can see, I'm actually doing that. It's possible. And honestly, I'm actually going to come out and say this. I'm going to come out and say this, and I have tendency to drive like a bit of an arsehole with this car. Now, I'm still in the limits of what I think is acceptable on the road. But for example, earlier on, there was this woman, okay, she was in the left lane behind another person. She went to the right lane, very slowly creeped forward past this other person. So this person was basically not moving much quicker. I get into the right lane and she seemingly slowed down. She seemingly slowed down so I couldn't get past, which I thought was a bit dickish, really. So I did kind of flash my lights a little bit, and then she decided to brake and keep it basically level with that other person. They were both going about 20 under the speed limit, all right? That pissed me off. So I may have possibly flashed multiple times. But hey, I mean, I wouldn't normally do that in another car, I guess. Being a BMW, you get a twat pass, all right? Everybody knows that. If you get a BMW or Audi, you get a twat pass. You can do whatever the hell you want. And that doesn't just relate to this car, but it relates to all BMWs and all Audis, so little bit for you there. One thing I like to do is if you sit around 2.5K, you can definitely like put that, and which leads on to another thing. This thing is ridiculous quiet. You cannot hear this thing. It is silent. You hear a little hum every now and again. But if you actually want to hear the engine, you have to put your foot down. And that means going past 3.5K, past 3.5K towards more like 7K, you can definitely hear some meat under there. And again, it makes you consider, do I go the route of actually getting an exhaust upgrade or some kind of modification to make it a little bit louder? I could do that, but at the same time, I kind of like the quiet. Which again would lead me on to another thing, which is this thing pulls like a fucking train. It pulls like a train past 2.5, as I said. That's an RS6. I hope you saw that. You probably didn't because of my shit camera angles, but that was an RS6. Oh my lord. That's another thing that's kind of holding me back from getting a 335, because it's not a slouch. Like, as I said, it does not lack power. What the hell is that? Again, I guess that's one thing that's really holding me back from the 335i is, do I need it? If I get the 335i, I'll have turbo, so more power, but do I need that power? Because this thing, again, the 0 to 60, I believe the 0 to 60 is something like 6-7 seconds, something like that. So it's, you know, it's not bad at all. I can pull from first gear to 40 miles an hour, second flies up. It's just so much fun to accelerate in this car in itself. And I guess at the same time, I'm trying to find, if I do find a 335i, I'm looking for the perfect spec. I would want a sunroof. That's one thing I really want about this car, sunroof. The front bumper, absolutely adore it. And obviously I would want to have the little center console thing here, which I don't have on mine. But other than that, I want exactly the same. I wouldn't mind it black, I wouldn't mind it white, grey. Like grey looks awesome on these cars. And obviously I'd like to have the angel light. I don't know, I'm assuming all 335i's come with those, but at the same time, I'm not too sure, because there's probably a granny spec as well. Granny spec with turbos? It's probably a thing. Oh yes, this person's pulling. This person's pulling over, which means I can do this. Hit the red line, that's fine. So I'm now completely lost. No idea where I am. A guy was indicating and now he's not deciding to turn. Okay, well. Fucking yes, mate. I love it. Birmingham really surprises me sometimes. I'll drive somewhere, and this is a two-way road, but this road doesn't seem like Birmingham. We're still in Birmingham, I think. I think it's still technically Birmingham, but look at it. It's just so different. I don't even know if that camera is working properly at the moment, and I can see, you can't even see my face properly at this point, but I should really be careful because this is a two-way road. This is a two-way road. It's insane. Time for one of my favourite things in this car, which is this. One of the best things about having a Gear 1 that goes to 40 miles an hour is the fact that I'm able to basically use Gear 1 to redline, switch to 4th, and cruise on at normal speed. It's amazing. But I'm going to round this video off here. Hopefully you did enjoy this little video. I'm going to do more car vlog stuff in the very near future because I really enjoy doing it. But anyway, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you were new, and I will see you guys in the next video.